Mr. Beast is launching his own financial services platform. This is massive news. Mr. Beast is the most successful YouTuber of all time. That is the first topic we're going to take a look at today. It is Monday, January 19th. You are watching the Coin Zone. I'm your host, Crypto with Paul. Let's get right into this, guys. Multiple things to look at today. We're going to start with Mr. Beast, okay? As I said, we're going to take a look at some other things as well after this Mr. Beast. Okay, this is an article I wrote last week. However, this is still breaking news because more happened after I made this article last week. So let's start here. Make sure to hit that like button. Sub to the channel if you haven't. Let's get right into this. Mr. Beast secures $200 million investment from Bitmine Technologies. Okay, if that name sounds familiar, that is who Tom Lee backs. That is Tom Lee, Mr. Tom Lee, the Ethereum bull, the Ethereum treasury. Okay, Bitmine Technologies. Massive news here. So YouTube megastar Jimmy Mr. Beast Donaldson just landed a $200 million investment from Bitmine Immersion Technologies, the largest corporate holder of ETH. It's one of the biggest creator-focused deals in crypto history, okay? If you don't know who Mr. Beast is, you might live under a freaking rock like Patrick Starr, guys. I don't know. Jimmy Donaldson, does anything ring a bell here? Gave away islands to people. I actually grew up with that girl who won the island. Okay, shout out to you. Who we got commenting right now? So you in on BFS coin? No, sir. Ross, we're going to take a look at all angles and sides. Doing our research with Grok. Okay, I'll jump right to it since you commented, Ross. I appreciate you for commenting and tapping in. Off the bat, need to disclose this. First of all, guys, none of this is ever financial advice. We're just taking a look at some trends right now. Now, shout out to Crypto Daily News. Shout out to Crypto Kyle. Those are two guys who have been talking about BFS coin right after it launched, and it 13x'd right after they started talking about it. Okay, so you do have opportunities to make money, right? This is crypto. Am I suggesting you go do this? No. So what does Grok tell me when I ask Grok about BFS coin? BFS, Beast Financial Services, appears to be a meme coin on the Solana blockchain inspired by Mr. Beast's announced plans to launch a financial services platform that may incorporate crypto/DeFi elements. Note, this is not an official token from Mr. Beast or Beast Industries. It's a community-created meme token capitalizing on the hype around his Beast Financial Services venture, which is in early stages with the $200 million from Bitmine we talked about. So key details from current sources. It's trading at a low cap token. No shit. Described explicitly as a meme coin embodying Mr. Beast's new adventure. You can buy it on Phantom Wallet, etc. Okay, warnings, guys. This is an unverified meme token. So this is not from Mr. Beast, guys. Okay, this is not from Mr. Beast. However, individuals end up making money on stuff like this all the time. Am I suggesting you do this? No, guys, I'm not. Okay, but again, there's been hype around. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of when Doge was created. Elon Musk. You have the Department of Government Efficiency cryptocurrency, which popped up. Okay, people made money off that. But with these things, guys, you have to get in stupid early. And you have to hope and pray to God that the founders and developers, who are most of the time on a Solana pump.fund meme coin, are just scam artists looking to scam you. Right? So you have to hope that those individuals aren't going to dump as soon as it goes up a little bit, which it happens 9 times out of 10. Now, the only caveat here, like I said, I mentioned Crypto Daily News, Crypto Kyle. We're going to take a look at one quick thing. Okay, Mr. Beast put out a video and said, listen, if you see this Super Bowl and blah, 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 you can be a millionaire. Let's just listen to this clip because this is from Mr. Beast himself.
This Super Bowl, if you see the commercial, you might become a millionaire. This is going to be epic.
So Mr. Beast just confirmed he could be creating millionaires on the Super Bowl February 8th. And I think it may have already been leaked how he's going to do it. Pay attention and stay with me. So just recently, it was confirmed by multiple sources that Mr. Beast is planning to launch his own financial services platform. With the actual filing for the trademark Mr. Beast Financial, you can look this up yourself. And there was a leaked Reddit 4chan article talking about a coin called BFS launching on January 16th. You can see at the bottom, they're predicting it to go to 74 cents in February. So I went on to Phantom, and it is literally the #1 trending coin in the entire world right now. So I clicked on it, and you could literally see right here, this coin is called BFS, and it is up over 500% today. But as always, this is not financial advice. Always do your own research, but this could be absolutely insane.
Commercial, and all I'm gonna say is this Super Bowl, if you see the
Okay, guys. Again, not financial advice. And look, this is not affiliated with Mr. Beast. So you have to do your own research. You have to understand, if you decide to put money on BFS coin at this very moment, you are taking a massive gamble. This could go to zero. This could not trend upwards or reach that 74-cent mark like they were saying. When Mr. Beast's official launch happens, and if he has his own token, I'm sure this one will turn into nothing because it's obviously not affiliated with him. This is just speculation and hype. Okay, so just a little over 48 hours ago, Mr. Beast launched Beast Financial Services BFS. And I think you may want to keep this on your radar because the Super is happening February 8th, Super Bowl. Maybe a commercial will air. Now, the logo appears to be Bitcoin with Beast, Mr. Beast logo on top of it. Just looking at the coin specifically right now, if we're just going to go ahead and do TA, this is what the chart looks like. Okay, we started on here, so it is trading up from where it started at. Again, it's, I believe, at around a 13x or so from when Crypto Kyle and Crypto Daily News started talking about it. But this just reminds me of your average Trump coin, or like I said, Doge, the Department of Government Efficiency coin. You can make money on it if you get in stupid early, like the day or the day after it launches. But after a while, these things turned up. They end up being nothing, guys. But this has the degen crypto world's attention right now. People are highly speculating what this Super Bowl ad's going to do. Okay, Mr. Beast even tweeted himself, "I've been sitting on an amazing Super Bowl commercial idea for years. I know it's random, but someone please let me make your brand's Super Bowl commercial so I can finally make this idea happen." Jimmy is supposedly teaming up with Salesforce. Mr. Beast has been extremely generous in the past, giving out millions and millions of dollars to individuals. He spends millions and millions of dollars on all his videos, makes the money, invests it right back into the videos. I believe he actually makes money, not on his YouTube videos, but on his businesses. He has his chocolate bars. He has restaurants. I'm sure he has investments. Mr. Beast is a genius. I'm a big fan, but now we have conspiracy theorists calling him, exposed. I've seen Steve will do it. Talks a bunch of ish about him. Mr. Beast recently partnered with the Rockefeller Foundation, which is something to take a look into. It's a little sus there. I'm not particularly know what's going on. I'm not going to jump to any conclusions. I still like Mr. Beast a lot. But that's what's going on, guys. If you end up coming across BFS, just take it with a grain of salt. Don't ape your life savings into it. I would wait for more direction from Mr. Beast himself. But if he is making a video saying, I'm going to make if you see this Super Bowl ad on February 8th, whatever, you could be making a millionaire. I mean, I believe him when he says that. So I'm going to stay tuned and keep my ear to the streets on what Mr. Beast and his affiliates say themselves. Now, what else is going on in the world of cryptocurrency? We're not just taking a look at Mr. Beast right now, guys. Okay, privacy coins are still going insane. Privacy coins. The market just wiped out $1 billion in liquidations and sent Bitcoin down 2.3%. I think it took like 4 or 5K off the top. I mean, yeah, it's 2026. We're almost 3/4 of the way done with January, however you want to put it. Everyone's saying this is going to be the year. As we said last year, no, liquidity, this and that, Trump, and we didn't get what we all expected last year. I'm still very bullish. I know a lot of people are still very bullish on 2026. But here's what's currently going on today, January 19th, on this Monday after the weekend. Meanwhile, as we see Bitcoin down 2.3%, Monero is still up 8.3%, and Dash just went crazy, around 119% up on the week. Okay, when regulatory pressure rises and market confidence falls, investors don't flee crypto. They flee to parts of crypto regulators can't touch. Now, listen, guys, I had an awesome interview this morning that you will see shortly on the channel here with somebody. I won't reveal his name. This guy lives in Dubai. He's made a ton of money, millions of dollars in crypto before. I will give you a hint, though. He said, if you're watching this live stream, you're getting some alpha from this interview without even seeing it yet. So stay tuned to see the full thing. But I asked him what he thinks is going to do well in 2026. And he said Hyperliquid. So I'm just giving you some game right now beforehand for free, guys. Everything we do is for free, obviously, but I'm just saying. Now, hopefully that entices you to stick around and watch the full interview when it comes out here shortly. But this is what's going on in the world of privacy coins. We have this massive back and forth tug and pull between Monero and Zcash. Those two communities are at each other's necks right now. We have Cake Wallet developers incorporating Zcash into the Cake Wallet. And for some reason, Zcash is not even happy about it. They're like the XRP community right now, just beefing with people. It's kind of wild to see. Okay, moving forward, guys. This was another article I put out this morning. And if you want to see these articles in full, every day we're putting these out. Make sure to check out thecoinzone.com, guys. So what we're doing every day for you guys. We got the scroll at the top. You can see what's going on in real time. And we're covering everything for you in real time as well. So privacy coins surge as cryptocurrency market declines. All right. Privacy coins like Monero and Dash are surging while the broader crypto markets tumble. Monero has climbed 8.3%. Dash has risen over 119% over the last 24 hours, according to data from CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap. So the rally comes amid a broader market downturn that has seen nearly $1 billion in positions liquidated, underscoring the resilience of cryptocurrencies designed with enhanced privacy features. Now, I think another reason why you see this with something like Monero, for example, is because you don't have Monero on a lot of exchanges. Okay, another thing I talked about in my interview this morning is manipulation. There is a lot of manipulation that happens, unfortunately, in these markets. How does that happen? Well, you have the Binances, of the world who understand where those stop losses are, who know where people are putting their leverages, whether it's a short, whether it's a long, etc. And the conspiracy theory is that these people get wiped out, not naturally, but it's artificial. So you see like these October 19th events where 20 billion was taken off the table and the market took a dump, similar to what we saw over the past weekend. Not even close in size, but similar. The market took a dump. Bitcoin's down, right? There's manipulation happening there, guys. 100%. But when you have something like Monero that's not on exchanges, really, it's not on Binance, it's not on major listings like Coinbase, it is on Kraken. I'm not sure what else. But you can't have individuals manipulating it or putting longs or shorts on it. I'm sure you can, right, with Monero, but it's not as accessible. So there's less amount of manipulation there. And something like Monero, in my opinion, is just going to continue to do well. I wish I look at it sooner. Honestly, I'll be very honest about that. I am starting to really like Monero as an investment opportunity. Long term. Okay. Yes, there is swing trading. I don't day trade on this channel. I don't day trade in general. You guys know, if you've been here with me on these lives before, if you've watched our videos, our interviews in the past before, I'm a long-term guy, a buyer and a holder. Yes, I've swung trade 2 or 3 times, and those swing trades actually ended up being good for me. And actually, I do want to do a live stream again later today, so stick around. I want to talk a little bit about silver and gold and a potential another precious metal that could do well, continue to do well here soon. And that was one of my trades, guys. Okay. I ended up taking some silver profits and rolled it back into Bitcoin in my Roth IRA. So stick around for that live later, guys. But now I just want to continue talking about this privacy focus. We're going to take a look at 2 other things, breaking things, massive things that are currently happening in the markets at the moment. 2 very important things. So don't leave this live stream, guys. I'm going to give you an update on the market structure, Bill. We're going to also take a look at some things Anthony Scaramucci is saying. All right, we've talked about Anthony Scaramucci a number of times on this channel. So let's keep it moving. Now, before we move on, let's end this out with the privacy coins, okay? The divergence between privacy coins and the broader market could signal a strategic shift among crypto investors. As regulatory frameworks tighten and traditional cryptocurrencies face greater transparency requirements, assets with enhanced privacy may be carving out a more defined market niche. Now, there are new AI coins, privacy coins hitting the market. This is going to be a top sector here in 2026. A top narrative that we're seeing is obviously privacy right now, guys. So 2 things. You're going to see tons of projects launched for the first time. Obviously, there's Midnight, okay, that was launched at the end of 2025. Midnight built on the Cardano blockchain by Charles Hoskinson. Midnight could be huge. Okay, a new iteration of privacy coins does things a little bit differently. There's coins launching on Ethereum. I was taking a look at this morning. Some like launches to come. I think Pantera Capital's actually back in this one, so I wanted to look into that one more. A bit interesting, but again, you're going to see a flood of these projects start to hit the market because it's one of the most marketable things right now. What is one thing, right? We talked about AI being a narrative. What's one thing that you've been seeing lately? Everybody and their mother, oh, we're AI. It's a freaking key phrase at this point. Whether they are or actually aren't AI, projects are just going to say the word because the word is hype. The word has a lot of attention behind it. So this is where you have to do your due diligence and really understand the fundamentals behind a project, because you're going to get scammed if not. Last cycle, okay, I've been in crypto for actually 6 years now. Last cycle, what was one of the bigger narratives that has completely just shit the bed? And I see nobody talking about this anymore. And I thought it was going to be pretty big. A lot of people thought it was going to be big. In fact, billionaire Mark Zuckerberg thought it was going to be big too. And he changed the entire name of his company to Meta. I'm talking about the metaverse, guys. The metaverse was one of the bigger narratives for last bull run cycle in 2021-ish, right? We had coins like Decentraland, Sandbox, I think a couple others, right? People are just going to say, oh, we're metaverse. Oh, we're this. Oh, we're that. Just because the narrative is hype at the time. And again, you're going to see this with AI and you're going to see it with privacy. Now, with privacy, I mean, you kind of can't get away with that. You can't say you're a privacy coin and then you actually look into how the protocol is designed and built and be like, that's not a privacy coin. Okay, so it's a little bit harder to get away with. But still, at the end of the day, just don't fall for scams. Do your due diligence when you're looking into currencies, okay? Let's keep it moving. This is pretty goddamn huge. Look at this. Talk about how the blockchain influences the TradFi world. We know how Jamie Dimon, no, blockchain's real. No, it's real. It's better than the traditional banks. Well, look at that. Well, now it's influencing the stock market as well, guys. What's one reason why we saw the Cascade event in October? Why? Because you can't trade the stock market on a freaking Saturday, okay? Bitcoin is the most liquid asset out there. You have millionaires, billionaires who have a large portion of their holdings, whether it's for trading, savings, etc., in Bitcoin. When the market moves, Bitcoin is the most liquid asset. You can trade it 24/7. Well, now because of blockchain technology, right, as we talk about all the time, blockchain tech is just upgrading every system around us. You could never trade the stock market on the weekends, but now you can. So everyone's focused on crypto exchanges adding more assets, but the New York Stock Exchange is doing the opposite, bringing equity on chain. This isn't a side project. It's a 24/7 blockchain-based trading platform for tokenized stocks, backed by BNY, Melon, love melons, love to see it, and Citi, pending regulatory approval. Real-time settlement, extended hours, and digital ownership of traditional securities. The wild part, this follows Robinhood and Coinbase making similar moves. This is where the market's heading, guys. You gotta pay attention to stuff. Every market evolution has a moment when the old guard stops resisting and starts building. We're watching it happen in real time. 100%. Okay, just talked about Jamie Dimon. All these guys are flipping. It's crazy to see. And Tim Warren, shout out to Tim Warren. I want to take a look at something that Tim Warren said. So Tim Warren took a look at one of these posts and asked Grok, what cryptos will benefit the most from this specific event? And I want to show you Grok's answers. It listed 3 different cryptocurrencies. This is important. So Grok said the New York Stock Exchange's tokenized exchange could boost cryptos enabling on-chain assets and 24/7 trading. From analysis, we have number 1, Ethereum. Okay, core for tokenization ecosystems. Obviously, that should be the first and obvious one. You look at stablecoin being built out. Most of it's being done on ETH. You do have a lot of RWA happening on ETH. ETH is becoming too big to ignore. Number 2, you have Solana. High speed, low cost for settlements. Makes sense. Solana, you also have a lot of tokenized stocks on Solana as well right now. You can literally trade Tesla on Solana right now. That's insane. And number 3, we have Chainlink. Oracles for real-time stock data. Then Grok says, this is speculative. Do your own research. Grok, always got to put the little thing in there because you can't freaking sue Grok, right? If Grok gets it wrong. How are you going to sue a freaking AI machine? Who knows? But that is really, really important information right there, guys. So if you're betting big on some of these big blue chip altcoins, I just don't understand. Chainlink is so undervalued to me. You got Sergey shaking Trump's hand at the White House. Tons of partnerships, tons of capital flowing into it. And it's still at what, $12 right now? Let's take a look at Chainlink. Real fast here, guys. So just on Coinbase, okay, Chainlink still is a top asset under $13 right now. We saw a high of 55, was it? 52-ish. Okay, in the last bull run, chart looks good, healthy overall. If we're zooming out from when it initiated, okay, 34 cents up to $13. In my opinion, Chainlink is easy $100 by 2030. I'm not going to give you a price prediction for 2026. Again, none of this is financial advice. Easily going to reach its all-time high again. And by 2030, I think it's going to be trading close to $100, maybe down or up, depending on what part of the cycle that we're in. But geez, I mean, I just think Chainlink is stupidly undervalued, and it doesn't really get that much attention for some reason. You know, I also think XRP is undervalued, and it's going to do good. But XRP sucks up so much oxygen from the space. It's like people forget about something like a Chainlink. I don't understand why that happens. The communities, strong communities can make or break a project. Okay? Cardano, for example, insanely stupidly strong community. Not the best price action. Okay? You got to look at all angles and sides, guys. Now, let's keep it moving. So what the hell is happening with the Clarity Act? Our favorite bald man, Brian Armstrong, has been fighting for our rights, fighting for our freedom, fighting for our opportunity to earn yield on stablecoins. Why? Well, I'm sure because it plays well into his business strategy. I'm sure Coinbase makes money when people lend or, their USDC on Coinbase. I'm sure they would lose money if, they weren't able to do that. But also at the same time, it's because, there's actually a really good documentary starring Brian Armstrong called Coin. The only reason why I bring this up is because bro has been involved in this since 2012, since before that. It's been over a decade. This guy's been fighting to bring cryptocurrency mainstream. You really think he doesn't have our best interests at mind, at heart? You have guys like, I don't mean to always bring him up, but you have guys like Charles, who a lot of you guys, I don't know how you feel about. Let me know in the comments. Chat, if you're listening right now, how do you feel about Charles? Let's switch over to this real quick because Charles just said something, right? He left X, but he still has his StreamYard hooked up to X. So when he does a live stream, it just goes live. He doesn't check the comments or anything. He's not engaging with you, but he's still going viral. Okay. In his usual rant format, Charles called out Brad Garlinghouse, okay, of XRP and Ripple. Now, that kind of sucks because I don't want tension, and he was a bridge maker, right? Dapping up. He's spoken very highly about XRP, about Brad, about David, plenty of times. But to see this, I'm kind of like, God damn it. Just chill, bro. But the underlying message, hey, he's kind of right. I kind of agree with him. All right, so what does Charles say? I'm going to play it for you in a second here. But I'm going to give you the alpha before we get into it. Okay, this market structure bill that Brian Armstrong is fighting for us on. Also, other members of Congress, Cynthia Lummis for such a long time. Tom Emmers, we have guys and gals, politicians trying to fight for this. And then you have guys like, I would say, quote unquote, lobbyists or advisors at this point, like Brad Garlinghouse, who came out and made a statement. He said, you know what? Yeah, things could be better, but anything's better than nothing. And I don't freaking agree with that at all. At all. Okay, when you pass a bill 100 plus years later, it could still have an effect on something. You looked at when they were trying to define what Bitcoin was before they defined it as a commodity and the CFTC was going to start regulating it. They were using the Howey test and all these different metrics to try to define what it was. Okay, that they used to use that for how to quantify oranges as a commodity back in the day. Let me ask something. Is Bitcoin close to what an orange is? No. Does that make sense? No. Okay. So if we get certain language that isn't included in this bill, that could be bad for years to come. If this was passed and we were never able to earn yield on our stablecoins, would you be in favor of that bill? I know I wouldn't. So again, why is Brad out here like, yeah, you win some, you lose some. Bro, that's not really fighting for the people, in my opinion. Charles always fights for the people. Now, I'm not trying to take sides, whatever. But let's listen to this quick clip of what Charles said. And then we'll go from there.
And what we got is Elizabeth Warren wrote the bill. That's leadership we can believe in. And you still got people like Brad saying, well, it's not perfect, but we just got to get something. It's better than no clarity. Hand it to the same people who sued us. Hand it to the same people who put us out of business, who subpoenaed us, who put us in jail. That's better? That's what we fought for?
Chat, let me know what you think about this in the comments. All right, I gave you my 2 cents. I mean, I got to have respect for Charles. As tumultuous, problem-starting, whatever he can be in his rants, he's kind of freaking right, okay? Now, the weird thing to me, being in this industry for 6 years now, it used to be, we've all seen that meme, right? Where it's like the figures are all like lifting weights, like smoking cigs, and you're like, yeah, F the government, freaking crypto, we'll build our own banks. We don't need you guys. 2026 rolled around, everyone's like, regulate me, daddy. Yes. Shouldn't we get back to the, we don't really need you guys. We're building our own thing over here. Isn't that the whole freaking point of this thing? Why is Bitcoin so successful? Because the biggest names in the world, whether they're billionaires or CEOs of hedge funds and institutions or presidents of countries like Nayib Bukele, realized, well, we can't stop this. Vladimir Putin, what do you say? Well, no one can stop Bitcoin. So what are they doing? They're adopting it because they can benefit from it themselves. Isn't that the whole point here? I'm just confused. Now, Brian Armstrong has been making comments, updating us on the reg. He quote tweeted a journalist who then kind of got fiery and came back like, bruh, okay, but what did he say? He said, look, we're talking to banks. We're actually making progress. We're trying to work out a deal. So, again, the one thing I really don't like about this administration that I've been upset about is I thought they were going to put someone in that crypto czar chair that was from the industry. And as Charles pointed out in the live stream last week, many people interviewed for that role from the industry, builders, CEOs of decentralized chains, etc., who would be perfect for the role. What does Trump do? He puts David Sachs in there. Now what's happening is lobbying. Nothing's changed. It's no different than anything we've seen. Is it better than what happened if Kamala won? 100%. 100%. If Kamala won, the only type of regulations we would be looking at right now, I'm sure, would be negative. Okay? You have a whole party, and I'm not trying to get political. I'm just stating facts, guys. I was covering this every day for 4 years under the previous administration. And Charles just talked about it. You're going to hand it to the people who sued us, subpoenaed us, threw us in jail, etc. They didn't give a shit about this industry because they were threatened by it. What happened when Trump won? I'm not trying to defend him in any stretch. Okay, I have my qualms with him. I like a lot of policy that he's doing, but I don't like everything he's doing. I'm not like this massive, huge supporter. I mean, I feel I'm a mixed bag. But at the end of the day, you know what he is incredible at is business, negotiation. Trump came in the room as the clear alpha anytime he's in a room. Okay, I've listened to many individuals in his cabinet speak about him and how he conducts himself as a negotiator. He is the clear alpha in any room he's in. Bro came in, started World Liberty Financial. Meme coins, yeah, whatever. That was stupid. I can't stand that he did that. But what I'm saying is he legitimized the space to an extent before regulations. Starting his own company, collaborating with companies, holding an event at the White House where CRO president was there or founder. Sergey Nazarov was there. Brad and David were there. Charles was there at one point. You have all these guys in crypto that have been speaking with him directly. Okay, you have Byron Scott, Republican representative, who has been seen taking photos with guys like Charles, who's been seen pushing for this bill as well, off of the administration's directive. Now, it could be better, right? It could be not lobbying, and it could just be based on fundamentals and actual technological upgrades of our systems, what actually makes sense, but it's still kind of lobbying. But again, the one thing you have to give Trump is if he lost and Kamala was our president, the space would not be legitimized at all. At all. All right, Trump came in, he was like,
Freaking, we love crypto, Bitcoin. We'll hand him a little crypto check.
to talk about getting rid of our national debt using crypto. I mean, that's something we were all saying potentially before anybody in any politicians mentioned that. That could be a genuine reality. And Trump, the one thing I will give him that I've heard many people speak highly to him about is he's the ultimate decision maker. He's quick to make decisions, but he listens to the people he puts around him intently. And I think some people over the past year, 2 years now, I would say, because when he was campaigning, speaking at libertarian conferences, speaking at the Bitcoin conference in Miami last year, he clearly had good people in his ear telling him, hey, this is not a fad. This is the future, and it's not going anywhere. His son, Barron, I'm sure played a big role. Well, actually, we know played a big role. So, again, the point is, guys, without President Trump as our president right now, the crypto industry would not be as legitimized nearly as it would be if he wasn't our president. But we still have, unfortunately, a lot of work to do. Let's take a look at this article. The Clarity Act stalling is positive for the crypto industry. That's a hot take. Analyst says. So, overregulation of the crypto industry would negatively impact markets and gut decentralized finance, DeFi, according to Michael Van de Popey. The stalling of the Clarity crypto market structure bill in the United States Congress could ultimately benefit the crypto industry, according to market analyst Michael Van de Popey. Someone tell me how to pronounce this correctly. Chat, hit me up in the comments. What am I saying wrong here? Who warned that the legislation in its current form risks overregulating decentralized finance and related markets. I hate that sentence. That pisses me off. If this is truly the route that we're going down, which again, kind of is, and that's why we have guys like Charles and Brian Armstrong fighting for us, then God damn it, right? You hate to see it. Van de Popey, I'm going to stick with Popey, even though it's probably not. Van de Popey cited crypto exchange Coinbase withdrawing support for the bill on Wednesday, and Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong's ex-post listing several concerns with the most recent version of the bill. Now, if you are your average crypto guy or a DGen like myself, who I wouldn't really consider myself a DGen, but I do interact with DeFi platforms. I earn yield on DeFi platforms, just storing my capital there, right? Because why? I would rather speculate on an asset, a crypto asset, right? Hold it on a DeFi platform and earn yield on it that way via staking, etc., as opposed to keeping it in $1 in a bank. That's what I would rather do. That's what many people our age, I believe, my age at least, I'm 30, turned 30 last week, 2 weeks ago. Wow, time's flying. 11 days ago. Same birthday as Elvis. Yo, baby. That was bad. Okay. I'm sure a lot of people are moving towards that as well. Okay. Midterms are coming up for President Trump and this administration. They're going to have to cater to the people that voted for him. A large voter base is cryptocurrency. It's young people who want this technology, who are struggling to buy a house right now, struggling to save money. The average home buyer in the United States right now, I think, is now 59 years old. In the 80s, that was around 30, 31, I believe. There's a clear issue happening here. And people are pissed. People are fed up. We have a supposed tax revolt happening. Marjorie Taylor Greene is leading that. It's comical. But it's rooted in legitimacy. It's rooted in people being pissed off. So you're going to have to see Trump cater to these individuals. See, I think he just confirmed supposedly $2,000 stimulus checks from tariffs that are coming at some point this year. But it's not enough. Americans don't want to be taxed this high. Like, if we end up going down the route like California is going down, or Canada, like, I'm out. I don't want to live here. Like, the amount of taxation here is straight communist. And if you don't believe me, read some books. Most of our taxes were supposed to be temporary after wars, etc., or just because, we're going to throw it onto the rich, and then it got levied onto the middle class. The tax is too high. Cryptocurrency Theory. Hey, brother, good to see you tap in. Yeah, man. I mean, 100% agree. If you live in California, I mean, oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, a perfect example, I think, after Otani on the LA Dodgers signed his contract, I think over 45% of that salary, the highest signed contract in MLB history, he's not going to see 45% of that because of California taxes. Almost half. So what's the point of signing the largest contract in MLB history if you're not even going to see it? If he signed somewhere in Texas or something like that, we would have seen so much more of that check. Crypto Nuffs and Stuff. That is Chief the Yorkie backup account, right? Chief, what's going on, brother? Hope you had a good weekend. Yeah, this is what's currently going on. Let's get back to this. And I do want to bring something else up because something Anthony Scaramucci says is not good as well. So this is from Brian Armstrong himself. After reviewing the Senate banking draft text over the last 48 hours, Coinbase unfortunately can't support the bill. This was last week, guys, but just giving you an update on specifically what can impact DeFi in this bill. A de facto ban on tokenized equities, okay? DeFi prohibitions giving the government unlimited access to your financial records and removing your right to privacy. I mean, why do you think we're seeing Monero, Zcash, and everything do well right now? Because reasons like this, guys. You really think we're not heading down the route of a CBDC and the government not tracking everything you're doing? I think one of the most unfortunate things I've seen from this administration is how close they're getting buddy with entities like Palantir. What's going on there? I thought Republicans and Trump and all this stuff were not supposed to be about Big Brother and looking over your shoulder and looking at everything you're doing, right? That's kind of a libertarian approach. That's how I feel. I would say more libertarian than anything. Low taxes, stay off my back, don't bother me, incentivize entrepreneurs, build a free market, have a stable currency that's not debased. We thought we were going to see some of that with this administration. Not really, guys. California is a scam. It's the absolute worst state in the union. It's crazy. I mean, you're right. And the wild thing to me is you're probably going to see Gavin Newsom run for president, and he's going to get a lot of votes because that's how tapped out the average American is they literally have no idea what's going on. If you did presidential debates based off of stats of how well a governor ran their state, you would have most of the people on the left at the bottom. Tim Walz was almost our VP. Do we see what's going on in Minnesota? Okay, he's not running again because Nick Shirley outed him. And what was his combat to that? Oh, he's a white supremacist. These are the people that you're going to vote for, guys. This is literal insanity. People who are not based in reality. That's what we're getting from one side of the aisle. And again, the other side is not even that much better. They are better, right? From certain standpoints like taxes and certain other things. But it's like, at the end of the day, this is why DeFi exists. This is why crypto exists, at least for me. I'm not in this space just to make $1 million, guys. I'm in it because this technology is truly shifting humanity in such a good way. Why do I like Cardano so much? I talked about earlier in the stream, price action's not great. But Cardano, okay, I think it's RealFi has issued over $1 million in loans for people in Africa so far. Who's doing that? That's helping humanity. Who else is doing that? Is the government doing that? No. California is a shithole. 100K a year gets you a studio apartment and a Happy Meal. I mean, it's true, man. And it's so sad, too, because California is a beautiful state. The weather is incredible. Scenery, incredible. Attractions, sports teams, incredible. But then, and I'm quoting Kevin O'Leary here, it's going to turn into a commuter state if Gavin Newsom continues to conduct business this way. It's crazy. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. All right, last thing we're going to take a look at. Scaramucci says stablecoin yield prohibition undermines US dollar. Okay, if you don't know who Anthony Scaramucci is, founder of Skybridge Capital, very bullish on Solana, bullish on Avalanche too. So, the prohibition on yield-bearing stablecoins in the Clarity Act puts the US dollar at a competitive disadvantage to China's digital yuan, a yield-bearing central bank digital currency, according to Anthony Scaramucci, founder of asset manager Skybridge Capital. Whoops. Okay, the whole system, quote unquote, he says, is broken. Scaramucci said in response to prohibition on crypto exchanges and service providers offering customer yield on stablecoins. Quote unquote, the banks do not want the competition from stablecoin issuers, so they're blocking the yield. In the meantime, the Chinese are issuing yield. So what do you think the emerging countries will choose as a rail system? The one with or without yield? That's the bottom line right there. That's all you need to know. That's the most important aspect of this whole thing. And to be completely honest, this is undermining what the Trump administration has been discussing out loud. Hey, I put a tweet out last week upset with this administration, and I thought they were kind of, letting the banks do this. But it turns out I don't actually really think that's what's happening to the most part. We see Trump just sue JP Morgan for debanking his family. That's positive in my opinion. Cryptocurrency theory. Bro, I appreciate you for tapping in, man. You guys are going to see some awesome things on the coin zone this week too, so stay tuned. Cardano will 20x its bull run, and midnight will be worth current price of Cardano. Charles has said the numbers. Oh, bro. Please. That would retire me. Yeah, I'm super bullish on midnight. Again, what I talked about in the beginning of the stream, you're going to see a lot of these privacy coins come out. But again, check the fundamentals, check the team behind them, check who's building it. I don't see anything bigger right now, opportunity-wise, than midnight. I mean, when this thing launched, it was higher than USDC in trading volume in a day. That's insane. Above Solana, above XRP. Was a top 50 token by market cap in a couple days. I think it's currently top 100 right now. You have Charles giving us live streams saying the team's not sleeping. We haven't slept. Okay, they have a whole team of builders. I think some of them are in the Argentina office, the Buenos Aires office. You have the Pentad, right? You have IOG, Emergo, the Cardano Foundation, the Midnight Foundation, all working hand in hand together. And what else has Charles said? We got a lot of things wrong with Cardano at launch. We learned a lot, and we implemented that when we launched Midnight. So you have Gen 4, I guess, a Generation 4 cryptocurrency that is one of the biggest narratives and drivers of this 2026 potential bull run in privacy. I mean, there's so many factors lining up. I genuinely feel like Midnight can go crazy. And if Midnight does go crazy, ADA is going to benefit from it. I'm very curious to see what's going to run first. You have Cardano that was just listed, CME? Okay, Chicago CME Group listed Cardano. I think it was Stellar Lumens and Chainlink as well. That's huge. That's not small news. I think that kind of just got brushed over. I mean, ADA, Chainlink, and XLM Community, that's huge for you guys. That's not small potatoes. So you have institutional interest, adoption. And again, what's the one keyword that we're looking for here that I was mentioning before about Trump? You're legitimizing these projects. Now, to me, Cardano doesn't need any legitimizing. It is so strong. It's one of the best fundamental projects in the entire game, in my opinion. But it is nice to see institutions say, we also feel that way as well. Crypto and stuff. What happened last night? People with their leverage. That's the thing, man. You got too many people that are trying to make $1 million tomorrow in this space. Way too much leverage in the system. And unfortunately, when you're on the wrong side of that, good things don't happen. Charles Hoskinson is going to be a big topic of discussion in the future, really big. Justin Sun, Charles Hoskinson, etc. They are main players behind the trading action behind the scenes. Yeah, I mean, look, we talked about Charles before. We're trying to get Charles on the channel. We might have an opportunity to do so, actually. So stay tuned, guys. It's one of my goals since I've been in this space is to interview Charles. We're gonna get it done in 2026. Comment 2026. No, I'm just kidding. We're gonna get it done though. But yeah, I agree, brother. The one thing about Charles is he's very, very antic driven. Again, his rants. A lot of people think he's right. I had Believes Crypto on. Go check that interview out. We had him out on last week, 2 weeks ago now, and then he said Charles is the smartest idiot out there, which I thought was interesting. Shout out to Believes. But the thing is, guys, he's very antic driven and he gets a lot of attention from his rants and his streams. But if you actually listening to what he's saying, he's a freaking genius. And he's been right about most things. Okay, if you can look past the fact that he's just some dude with an undershirt and a button down over it, with glasses, with scruffy hair, pale skin, just out here giving very, very hot takes, no filter. If you can look past that and generally sit and listen to what he's saying, he's extremely smart. And I think a lot of people in the industry, as you're saying, crypto theory, understand that. They get, okay, Charles says whatever he says online, but he's one of the best builders that we have in the space. And I think the people inside crypto know that. Yeah, Charles will be here on your channel. I can see it. Hell yeah. Love the Monday Alpha, man. Cryptocurrency Theory, thank you, brother. Hell yeah. And guys, stick around because, we got an interview with Cryptocurrency Theory coming soon on the channel this week. Stay tuned. Awesome sit down. So let's get it. Yeah. That is the alpha I have for you guys today. Again, I want to do another live stream possibly later today. And it's actually going to be on precious metals compared to what's going on in crypto right now. So stick around. That might be today, might be tomorrow. I don't know if we'll have time for it. We'll see. Okay. Spend an hour with you guys almost right now. 162 with you. 162 of you on stream with me. I appreciate you guys interacting as well. But let me know your thoughts too. Leave your thoughts in the comment section of this video. The live's going to end, but your comments will live on. We'll see them interact with you because this is just going to be posted as a, normal video on our YouTube channel. Also, interact with me on X, guys. You see the scroll on the bottom there? All right, at thecoinzone.com. Follow us on X and follow me on X as well. I love interacting with you guys. I want to learn, see what you guys are thinking. That's about it. Gold is almost at 4,700. Crypto and stuff. Yeah, it's going crazy. Silver's doing good. And the precious metal I wanted to actually talk a bit about was copper. So I'll just leave it with that. Well, that's the Monday roundup update. What happened with the past weekend? What's going on with this Mr. Beast supposed coin? The market structure update, privacy update. That's what's going on. Appreciate you guys for tapping in. Cryptocurrency Theory, Chief the Yorkie, Ross. Yeah, appreciate you guys for tapping in. I'll be back for another live, most likely tomorrow. Stick around for our interview coming out with Cryptocurrency Theory, guys. Awesome sit down. I can't wait for you guys to see it. And then we'll go from there. But make sure to sub to the channel in the meantime if you're not subbed already. Like this video, share it with your mom, your dad, your dogs, anybody you think might get valuable information from any of this. And we'll go from there, guys. But I'm Crypto with Paul. You're watching The Coin Zone. I'll see you guys tomorrow.